Good morning, peeps. Welcome to another vlog. So we are at a building right now that we typically service, as you can see behind me right now. We got an interesting job today. We're doing another riser repair. What essentially happened is there's a T on this riser that branches out into a specific unit, and it's that T that's compromised at the moment. So we need to get in there, shut the water, drain that riser for the laundry rooms inside these units. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut a section below, cut a section above, and then cut a section on the branch and replace the T all the way to the branch and put a couple of couplings on the actual riser to make it work. It's gonna take some time just to get to the pipes. We're gonna open some holes. We're then gonna shut the valves, drain the water, which takes a little bit of time as well, and then we're gonna go do some delicious plumbing. So do me a favor, if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button if you can, and let's go do some delicious plumbing. So peeps, one of my most underestimated variables when doing risers is how much time it takes to shut and drain them. It's very commonplace for draining to take up to 30 to 45 minutes for a 15-floor set of risers, and that's only if all the valves are functioning correctly. It can take up to an hour and a half to problem solve what to do if the valve's misbehaving or if the valves aren't correctly labeled, and now you have to go and find the appropriate valves to do the actual job. So let this be a warning to you. It's okay if it takes a long time. Once the riser is shut and drained, your next obstacle is to get to the riser behind the wall, so cutting a couple of holes to replace a section of pipe is going to be inevitable, and the size of the holes are going to depend on what you're replacing. In this example, we cut a large hole on top because we're cutting and reconnecting the two branches that tee off for the laundry. We then cut a small hole in the bottom because we're just replacing a section of the riser there. In other words, in some applications you need a lot of space, in other applications you don't. One of the things you're going to see me do a little later is I'll be replacing two cartridges with handles. These two cartridges will allow us to isolate this unit if need be in the future. That way, if the owner wants a plumber to install brand new hose pips for the washing machine, we can just shut these valves I'm replacing and carry on with changing the hose pips. So the pipe looks to be in such rough shape for a couple of reasons. The first being the previous plumber may have forgotten to clean off the flux after doing their soldering. Flux, which is a crucial tool when soldering, needs to be cleaned off afterwards because it can discolor the copper and also eat at the copper if left to its own devices. The other reason this might be happening is because of corrosion. Copper corrodes when it comes into contact with an element that absorbs electrons like oxygen or water. Copper loses the electron and passes it to those other elements, in turn starting to discolor. That's the way I understand it. I'll be putting my sources down below if you want to read up more about this. Another thing to take note of is that especially with risers, we use a Type L pipe. Type L refers to the wall thickness of the pipe. Risers, which will be subjected to a tremendous amount of water flow, require a larger wall thickness because of it. Water flow will always eat at the wall thickness, so we add longevity to this application by providing a larger wall thickness. It is a more expensive material, but it is well worth it in the end. So one thing you have to consider is that you can choose different wall thicknesses of copper according to the application. The largest wall thickness is Type K, and it's only used typically for very specific applications.
Peeps, I hope this video was useful and gave you a bit of knowledge. Please do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below and that bell notification. We are doing our best to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. Please help us on this journey. Smash that thumbs up button, share this with friends, and I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peace, baby.
And just like that, peeps, we are done. A riser call. Now, the hard part about risers is getting the water shut off to begin with, because when you have old valve, they aren't as reliable as you want them to be. So what you're going to end up noticing is you're going to shut a valve just to eventually realize that it's trickling ever so slightly. A lot of times they have gate valves in these buildings, and the thing with a gate valve is as the gate is closing, sometimes sediment gets caught in between where the actual gate falls down. So if there's like a small tiny little stone or sediment, it can actually obstruct the gate from going all the way down because it's stronger than the ability to torque it. So it's just gonna have that tiny little space for it to sneak through and then trickle all the way up the pipe, and it'll collect faster than you solder, and that's what you're gonna end up noticing. So it's really useful to be able to drain the water below whatever floor you are. So if you're on the 10th floor, you gotta drain at minimum from 9. You could go all the way down to 1, but at minimum from 9, you gotta open up another faucet that kind of drains the exact same line, in other words. So that was the frustrating part today. Dad ended up running down and opening something up for me to drain the line so that it doesn't trickle where I'm at. So we managed to make it work, thankfully. So peeps, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below, and I'll see you plumbers very soon. Candy Molotov, guys. Peace, baby.